through the show.
I know. All right, we're live, guys. We're live out there. Anybody that's watching, thank you for joining us. Anyway, let's go ahead and we'll start off with the stuff we always start off with, the recap. Let's start off with a recap of last week, because we'll start off with the first game, and we were kind of talking about this before we went live, but Colts and Tennessee. Everybody else took Tennessee. I mean, everybody was on that train except for you, Steven. And
wow, yeah, and I kind of said it last week, like why I was the only one that picked it was, I mean, it was a weird. Oh, what's up, Mark?
Mark, you guys.
Thursday night games are always weird to me, and it just felt like Rivers. I mean, Rivers wins games a lot of times that he shouldn't, and loses games that he should. So it just felt like the time to make that pick.
Well, and them announcing that what's his name, if he doesn't get to the playoffs, is fired. Is that not ridiculous?
Who?
The coach of the Titans, or was that coach of the Lions, or I don't know. It was one of those.
Oh, it sucked with Vrabel. I think Vrabel is pretty incredible. But then he's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, he's going to make a playoff. I think it's the Lions, though. I think the Lions guy. I mean, when they start doing that kind of stuff, what's up with that?
Well, the thing I don't like about that, especially for that, if it is for the Lions coach, that's what Matt Patricia or whatever.
Yeah,
I like him a lot, but like think about what he's working with, like an older Stafford. I mean,
I'm sure
who they don't get involved in enough. I mean, Galladay and Marvin Jones. I mean, they're good. I mean, maybe even like really good, but they're not great. They're not Julio Jones. They're not Calvin Johnsons.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't mean to get off.
Who knows? But yeah.
I didn't mean to get off on that, but even, I mean, they beat the Washington football team. That was one of the games there too. I mean, come on.
I mean, once again, they win the games that they're supposed to. I mean, sure, they don't go and beat the Packers, but
right.
I mean, what are you supposed to out-coach like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not like they have more talent. Like they have. I mean, their defense is fine. Yeah, that's not really fair. I mean, unless he's the one that's saying like, no, I don't need help. Don't spend money. I want to out-coach everybody. Then I could see you firing him. But
I don't know how much he has and who they even pick. To be honest with you.
Because it's not like he's probably not a Belichick in the sense of like he's a GM.
Right.
Which usually is a terrible idea, by the way. Other than Belichick, everybody else has failed miserably with that.
I know. I agree. Mark and Tom both went with Washington on that Detroit game. I just skipped over the Green Bay game because they beat the Jaguars, if I'm not mistaken, pretty handedly.
No, it was a close one. One touchdown.
Oh, was it?
It was like a game that like you never like were super worried that Green Bay was going to lose, but they just wouldn't pull away. Like they stayed up like just a few points like the whole game. It was a sloppy game for Green Bay. I mean, something to hopefully for Green Bay to take from that. But yeah, I mean, we all picked the win for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be a bigger spread.
Houston, Cleveland. Steven and Mark went for Cleveland, and guess what? You got it. You got that W. You got that W.
Those teams are bad.
Wow.
10-7.
It's so hard.
That's a final.
I think it's time. I think it's time to just say that Deshaun Watson is nothing more than an above-average quarterback. Like
Exactly.
I get like, oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. His coach kind of whatever you want to say. When you're playing the freaking Browns, you should score more than 7 points if you're a great quarterback, right? Like all these people, especially freaking Clemson fans, trying to make him out to be like, he is so great. It's like, you don't score 7 points against the Browns if you're great. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But when he's off, he's just really off. And then he has these on game. So
hey, Chris, what's going on? Chris out there saying hey to us.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I know. That was it's just so hard for me to pick the Browns. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Well, I mean, I just can't. And even like in this week's, you'll see when we go to picks this week, I just can't pick them. I just can't. I mean, I don't care who they're playing, unless they're playing the Jets, maybe. But that would be it. It's just so hard because they'll end up losing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that I like, I guess I like about the Browns. I mean, I don't like a lot, but they like their offense and defensive synergy is good in the sense of they have a pretty good defense and a really good running game. And typically, that's two things that will help you win a game.
Sure.
If you have like a decent defense, but then a
Yeah, I
great
mean,
passing game, it normally doesn't mesh well because the passing game is on and off the field pretty quick, and then that defense gets worn down. But if you got a pretty good defense, and then you're taking 7 minutes off the clock every time you touch the ball,
yeah,
it gives them time to rest.
Yeah. Well,
next game. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, isn't Chubb their running back?
Yeah, he just came back this week.
He just came back.
Okay, and so no production out of him, obviously.
Well, no, he and Kareem Hunt ran for over 100 yards, I think, both of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Papa and Daddy.
Night, Evie.
Night, Evie.
They love.
Stay away from that Rona.
Bye.
Hey, Papa.
What?
Coming at our house.
Yes, I did. I came to your house. I sure did. All right. So next one's Tampa Bay and Panthers. We all took Panthers. Steven, you took Tampa Bay. I don't know why we took the Panthers, to be honest with you, with Christian out and Bridgewater.
I think it was just how bad the Bucs looked the week before. But I mean, my reason for picking Tampa Bay.
That's why I picked Panthers, because how bad they looked before. And
Tom Brady just doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that twice.
Never. I don't think he's ever done that.
I agree, and I am all about. I just picked the Panthers. I'm a homie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I'm just a homie,
and I'm always going to pick the Falcons. So
exactly. I mean, that's just the way it is. And Steven's always going to pick Green Bay, and that makes sense. It's the only one that makes sense, though.
Yeah. And Tom's always going to pick the Steelers. I mean, come on, and they're still like
9-0.
9-0. Like, man, come on. What is their strength of schedule? What's going on there? I mean, is Roethlisberger? I'm not. I guess he's just surrounded by a lot of good pieces.
He is.
And a really awesome defense.
He has a defense that equals out the game too. The defense makes it so he's not out there all the time.
I mean,
so he doesn't.
He's not like Russell Wilson. He doesn't have to be a Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
pressure's not.
But then once again, while Big Ben does have weapons, you got to give him credit too.
Yeah,
I mean, think about Antonio Brown was kind of a nobody until he got with the Steelers. I'm not saying Big Ben is the only reason he's good. Antonio Brown's really talented.
Oh, he puts it where the receivers they learn where they have to catch it.
Was somewhat known. He went to Southern Cal, so I mean he's somewhat known, but not like huge.
That's a good point.
Deontay Johnson, no one really knew who that was.
He develops receivers.
I think he's just an incredible leader, and then like Dad said, I mean he tells you where you need to be, and then you just gain trust because he puts the ball there.
Yeah,
he does. Like I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but I mean he is surrounded by talent. But I think he breeds that talent.
Yeah,
good point.
I agree.
That's his superpower.
Then we had Eagles and Giants. We knew that was going to be a garbage game. Actually, the Giants pulled that one off, and Steven Scooter and us three right here all went with the Eagles, and we lost.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm impressed with the Giants.
Wow.
I mean, once again, they're not like, oh, wow, they're a good team, but like they're just better than I thought, especially without Saquon.
Yeah,
like they're managing. Daniel Jones looks pretty good.
Yeah,
the defense is playing well.
They're an impressive 2-6 team.
Yeah. Well, what 3-7 now, right?
Whatever. Yeah,
are we that far?
Hey, they're better
what
than
is
their record. Maybe a little better than
standings. Let's go look real quick. Giants are second in the division, 3-7. Only because the Eagles have a tie.
Yeah,
they're
second at 3-7. Yeah. Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I know we've been joking about it all year, but I am interested who wins that division and what their record is.
Yeah,
like can someone win that division with 5 wins?
Well, it won't be Dallas. We know that.
Like, is that
You
possible?
don't know, though.
Like, if like all the
I
teams
know, it
beat
could be
each other, like literally, could the Giants win that with 5 wins? That would be nuts.
That would be incredible. It'd be pretty amazing, actually. But
Yeah.
here's a game
Sure.
that everybody but Tom went. Chargers Dolphins. Dolphins just look really good this year,
That's
and
what
I think
that defense says.
I think they're trying to really get a spot with the Buffalo Bills. And they're trying to work on that top spot.
Yeah.
They're trying to they look at it like, okay, this is the year that we need to win the division, and they're really pushing to do that.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, number 1 overall pick in the NBA, FYI. Throwing that out. I didn't know that was live until like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, the Dolphins, the Timberwolves.
Oh, wow.
That's a boy out of Georgia. You should know him.
Okay. Edwards. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the
Don't
Dolphins
NBA
to me,
much.
like the defense is just playing like I think better than expected. With Tua in there, like Tua has not done anything to like pop off, or like he hasn't even had those Justin Herbert moments where he throws for 400 yards. But like he just, when you watch him, like everything looks fluid. Like he just looks comfortable out
He
there.
gets
He's
enough
running the offense.
He's on the verge, I think.
Their running game is good, and they had Gaskin, but Gaskin essentially, like, no offense to him, was kind of a nobody. Then he got hurt, and then Ahmed, I don't know what they call him.
Yeah.
He did well this week, and that's kind of he's not really anybody.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. Like, if you go like on paper against the Bills, I don't think they can beat the Bills. But heck, I don't know. Maybe they just got the right meshing of a team, synergy, whatever you call it.
Something. Yeah. What I find fascinating, though, who has the best completion percentage in quarterbacks, top 5.
Completion percentage.
Carr's probably still up there.
Yeah, he's 5th. Drew Brees is number 1. He's
Right.
injured. Teddy Bridgewater, he's number 2, and he's injured. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's not playing.
Wow.
Oh,
I just
man.
thought he's number
Wow.
3. No, he didn't get hurt.
No,
They
I
just
mean
pulled him out.
Teddy Bridgewater was another reason I picked him over the Bucks.
He got benched, like not like just for that game, or right? Like he's
Who?
playing this week. Teddy
Bridgewater.
Who?
Teddy.
Oh, I was talking about Fitzpatrick. Did
I
not
thought you
get hurt.
Oh, when you
Teddy
said Teddy was hurt, I didn't know Teddy got hurt.
He was. Yeah, he is. He has
okay.
he has some kind of like arm or back or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
he's injured this week. He's not going to play. McCaffrey's not going to play. Yeah, they're not.
Make sure you don't pick the Panthers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm picking him just because. That's what I said. I think I'm the only one picking him.
I picked him.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. You and I.
Who is the backup?
That's right.
Quarterback.
There's a cheerleader they have out there. I can't remember what her name is.
But wait. Is it too late to change? Because I thought Teddy Bridgewater was in.
No, you can change.
I didn't know he was
update him.
out. I didn't know he was out.
But Russell Wilson's up there with completion percent, and then Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And like I said, Carr is doing a great job.
Well, then why is he only putting up 30 points a game? Crap. Oh my God, I can't believe ever since Dak went down, I've just been
you've had Carr in.
My fantasy
PJ
team
Walker?
is going down the drain. Because think about it. So Dak's out. So now where's Cooper? Where's he going to? He's.
Exactly.
You may as well have a receiver and a quarterback out.
Yeah,
That'd be cool to see Will Greer be the quarterback. I don't know who PJ Walker is at all, but Will Greer was really good at West Virginia. I'd like to see that actually.
be interesting to see. Yeah,
Somebody
I know. It's like. It's kind of like Denver this week. What's his name got hurt too? The quarterback, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like they're like on their 4th quarterback or 5th, I think.
His brain was probably hurt after throwing to the other team so much. Good God! What did he throw? 4 picks to the Raiders?
Did he really?
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
I had the Raiders in DraftKings. They got me like freaking 16 points, which is nuts for a defense.
So is that the backup to Garoppolo? Him?
No,
No, I'm thinking of the
Garoppolo-
49ers. I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
49ers. Never
Yeah.
mind.
His completion percent is great. It's just the other team.
Yeah, that was awesome. Mom had that quarterback. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. Lock.
Against me, and I was like, "Well, this is perfect." He got like 25 points.
I think
Yeah.
Drew Lock, you know what he showed to me? What you guys talk about RG3. Drew looked scared after he went to that game. He looked like was emotionally fried. I mean, he had all the problems or whatever, and I picked him. Remember, and Jerry Jeudy to have a great game, even though I thought they were going to be great. No, and he
missed
just
that. Missed that.
showed.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was a bad fantasy pick for me.
Yeah.
I will say though, at this point, I think we can say like I don't know that this Raiders defense is like the greatest defense we've ever seen, but that's a pretty darn good defense. I feel like against, I mean, they've proven that. Like, I mean, when they beat the Chiefs, so I mean, the defense. I mean, they probably still let up 20 something or 30 points, but still, that's pretty awesome against Mahomes to only let up that much.
Absolutely.
And then they've had a couple of those ugly wins. Well, I think with Cleveland 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
somebody like that, where they won like 13-10 or something like that. So
Well, they're six.
I think
They're
that's
6
good.
and, they're 6-3. They only have 3 losses, so that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
To saying itself. I mean, to hold
Not
their
bad.
own. I mean, that it kind of makes that. Yeah. I mean, they give that division a little life. Is the way I look at it.
And once again, I mean, they have a recipe to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like a good team. They got if that defense will be solid, and then they're a run-first team with Jacobs, and then Carr is very efficient so far this year.
Right.
Keeps the ball safe. I mean, I don't know. That might
And
be
then you got Coach Gruden.
true.
That's true. That doesn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt.
The COVID list, the COVID, or whatever, 6 starters, defensive starters. With the Cleveland Farrell was he was the guy that just infected the whole. And so Jonathan Abrams, none of them are going to be able to practice.
Typical Clemson guy, you know. Just
Yeah, exactly. So Cleveland,
Super spreader.
he spread them all. He took out his own defense.
Oh my God!
All right. He must have the other team's offense in fantasy.
Yeah.
So the next game, Buffalo and Arizona. All of us went Buffalo except for Scooter. He went Arizona, and oh my God, what a game! Everybody, it was the talk of the town that whole game. But you know what? Everybody's talking about that last play, etc., and they should, rightfully so.
Murray, man.
But that game was so good. I mean, that's what you want football to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, Allen had one hell of a game.
Yeah.
He really did. Didn't he catch a touchdown pass too? I mean, he caught a touchdown pass too, I think.
He caught it and then juked one of the guys.
I know.
It's like, whoa.
I mean, seriously, they're trying hard. Like I said, I think Miami and Buffalo are really, really fighting to try and get to the top of that damn division because they have not been there.
Yep.
For the Bills' sake, I think I'm going to stop picking them to win. Like at the beginning of the year, I wasn't like on board with the Bills, so I was picking them to lose every week. And then they were winning, and I was like, all right, screw it, I'll jump on. And they're like, nah, never mind. And then I was like, all right, I'll jump back off. I don't believe in them. And then this week I was like, okay, I'm back on, and they're like, I can't figure it out.
Well, you can't. You're not allowed. You're going for the Dolphins in that division.
That's true. I was totally okay with them losing, even if that wasn't my pick.
You're right, but both those guys are great, but Kyler Murray really improved himself, didn't he?
That's why I picked him.
That was just so fun. He's one of those that's just truly so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's just a good like this game. I think this game Thursday. I hope this game Thursday is going to be fun because Arizona and Russell. I just hope it's fun. I hope it's not a blowout.
I hope both of them are on their A game of the scrambling, the evading a tackle, tossing it up to their big receivers. Like I hope it's that game. Like, I hope it's not this defensive struggle where they're both getting sacked 5 times. Like no one wants that.
Oh my God!
The ends take the game off. We just want to see them pass. Let's do 7-on-7.
We'll give you a bonus. We'll give you a bonus if you don't sack anybody.
Yeah.
That crazy. So anyway, last week
Good
Seahawks and Rams, and I think Mark, you're the only one to take the Rams, and guess what? You got that one, buddy.
How about it, Mark?
Their defense, Rams defense.
I know.
That's my thing. That is my surprise of the week or whatever. Or just thumbs up, big time. Their defense came through. And Jalen Ramsey, I mean, he took out.
Yeah.
Completely took out that receiver.
Metcalf. Yeah,
Who?
Metcalf.
He
Shut him down.
One target. And Metcalf was so pissed he was going, "Throw me the ball." You could see him on the side.
Yeah, that's what.
But
that's
you know,
what
like to that
Steven
point,
was commenting on earlier.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen. I mean,
Yeah.
once again, Florida State boy. I love Jalen to death,
Mhm.
and he played lights out. But I do like because Aaron Rodgers does this sometimes. Like I remember when it was back with we were facing maybe it was the Seahawks when they had Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
He would not throw to Jordy because Richard Sherman was covering him. And I'm like, yes, Richard Sherman's good. Yes, Jalen Ramsey is good. Your receivers are also really freaking good.
Yeah, no
Give
doubt.
him a
He's a phenom.
chance. And once again, as good as Jalen Ramsey is, he's not going to win more jump balls than DK Metcalf is.
No, shit, no.
I mean, give DK a chance. Like even if it's playing it, call a play where it's a back shoulder fade.
Yeah.
And if you know what, if you have 6 targets and Jalen makes a play on all of them, okay, then I'm fine with you being like, look, he's on his A game today. We're not getting it in. But like to Mark's point, 1 target.
Yeah.
You didn't even make Jalen work.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jalen was just in good position, and that was enough to take DK Metcalf out of the game. That's nuts to me.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that. I think I've seen the Seahawks or that coach get out coached that way because he tries to do what Belichick does that. Belichick says we're not going to this guy because he's too damn good. He's a defensive minded person. Not that what's his name's not. I'm just saying that I really thought they would have gone to Lockett, especially after Lockett having so many good games.
Yeah.
I really thought they would go to him, but they didn't. They didn't target. I mean, they did target him, but not near as much as I thought that. Well, and actually, he had 2 interceptions this time. Yeah. Well, he did. He threw to the defense. He threw to the defense twice, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Next game, we just got to keep on track. Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my gosh, Steelers they're just rolling. And I know Chipper and Steven, both of you guys had Bengals, but golly. I mean, they are the ones that will be the spoiler. I just don't know if that team is good enough to be a spoiler yet.
Yeah.
No, it would have been a cool story, but
Yeah.
And to be honest, the one thing I said, I think if Dallas had gone out, or if the Steelers had gone out there and trounced Dallas like they should have, this would have been a perfect trap game.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of had their scare, and luckily they came out with a win. But they kind of had their trap game, which normally you don't do that 2 weeks in a row against inferior teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Good point.
I was like, I had already had that set. That, like this was going to be my mark my words. I was like, screw it, I'll just stick with it. But.
Crazy. And then the next one, Saints and Niners. Niners just, I'm serious. They get so many injuries and so many. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. And then Drew Brees getting hurt.
Them in Dallas, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see that the Saints could carry on without Brees in there. I mean, it was like what in the second.
Yeah, but their backup quarterback is really not a backup quarterback. He's a league level quarterback, like starting level quarterback. You know, he just didn't.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Yeah, I mean, he throws picks, but he's also. I'm not going to say he's an elite quarterback, but he's.
I know what you're saying. He was a starter all year last year. I get it. I understand.
He could be a starting quarterback on.
Yeah.
A lot of
he just throws the problem is he throws as many touchdowns as he does interceptions. Completions and interceptions, but no. But
honest,
anyway,
like, I know, obviously
he has had games where he's only thrown maybe one or none. I know he's lit up Falcons several times, but then of course the Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm a biased, like huge Jameis fan because we went to Florida State, but I'm actually really interested to see under the tutelage of Sean Payton and Drew Brees if they can just turn him into being like. Obviously, last game he looked kind of scared, like he was not making those risky throws that he was going to make. And like maybe he'll be more of a
that
game
turnover,
manager.
that turnover thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see, like, if they know, obviously, Drew Brees is going to be out at least for a couple weeks with cracked ribs and a collapsed lung and all that.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder if they, like, kind of they're going to have to let Jameis, like, do more. And I'm interested to see if coaching can fix Jameis. Because, yes, Jameis, as talented as he is, because he's insanely talented.
He's still talented.
He makes dumb decisions a lot.
And the throws, I mean, some of the throws he makes.
But just because he's on the bench, don't sleep on him. I mean, he's gonna he can surprise you in a lot of ways.
He has plenty of weapons. He has a good O-line to help him out. He's got a defense that'll keep him so he's not out on the field the whole time. All the pieces are in place. Obviously, the Saints have a core.
And also, he didn't have those pieces. Let's face it, in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got him now because Brady came in.
Well,
I don't know. I disagree with that.
He had the weapons. But
he had Evans. He had Evans.
He had Evans, and he had Godwin, and he had Brait, which are all really
defense and a good defense.
Well, they were not playing. They were not playing good. Like they were
because they were out there all the time. Yeah, because they were out there all the time.
A little bit, but they weren't near as talented last year when they got Devin White last year. That's when they really started to come online. But once again, the biggest thing I
forgot about Brait too.
I mean, he had because when he first got there, that defense was the worst thing in the league, where Jameis was having to score 45.
I remember them having a really bad defense. We owned them for in 16
Jameis's first
17.
3 years, their defense was letting up 40 a game. I mean, didn't matter. But Jameis kind of blew it last year. Because their defense was starting to show a lot of promise.
All right,
it'll be a huge opportunity because I think he's gonna. If he does well, he could take over for the Saints once Drew Brees retires. I think this is huge. Like, there's a lot of pressure on Jameis right here because if he goes out and plays bad, I think they just look in another direction. But if he goes out and balls out, I mean, of course, Brees has his job when he comes back.
Right.
But when Brees decides to retire, if they remember that, Jameis was really killing it for us.
We'll see. Well, I hope so. I mean, we'll see because my thing is like Bridgewater looked really good when he played for the Saints when Brees went out last year. And then this year, I think he looks like crap, in my opinion. I know he's got good stats. I know he's doing good things. There's just something about him that he does. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like Jameson, I was watching that game, part of that game. He overthrew a guy in the end zone that he had for a complete touch. Never gave. I mean, the guy didn't have a chance. They had a score no matter what. That's the kind of shit that he does that I'm like, what is he thinking and what is he looking at?
Your head.
I'm not a quarterback. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that I ever could. But I think that you should be. I think you should be able to do that. If the receiver has his hands on it, drops it, but it was 5 feet above him.
Right.
I'm like, seriously? What are you afraid of? What? I mean, I really do think he runs.
That probably is
afraid.
Right now, that's what he's afraid of. He's afraid of if he underthrows that, then maybe
it's an interception.
And then here we go with the Jameis memes again. All Jameis does is
so that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough
because he's got to get past that.
And to your point, he's playing for a starting quarterback job. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that is.
No, that's true, especially in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right,
and
Ravens.
For the Saints.
Yeah, Ravens, New England. All of us got that one wrong. The Ravens did not win. The New England Patriots did, and that was all on the weather. I'm going to blame the weather. It was the weather's fault.
How did the Pats beat the Ravens?
Very carefully.
So you're right. So the weather,
the Ravens had their two interior D linemen out, and the Patriots just ran it up the middle with Damian Harris. And
the whole time.
Honestly, if you watch that game back, I don't think you could say that one person played. Damian Harris probably played well, but other than that, I don't think another person in the game played well.
No.
Cam played well. Those receivers didn't play well. Lamar played okay, but he wasn't lights out.
And they couldn't
it was a one-score game. All they had to do was get a touchdown and extra point, and they win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were down by 6. I mean, it's just, it was so crazy. I don't get that.
But the wind was like 35-mile-an-hour gusts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So,
picked the Titans to beat the Ravens again this week because I'm gonna go look, see if I need to change that on the thing. But if those 2 interior linemen are still out, well, it doesn't get any easier with Derrick Henry.
I know.
If Damian Harris is doing fine, Derrick Henry's going to do just fine as well. So
yeah, that's true.
that's
Yeah,
actually
that's true.
my words for later. But I think they might have been exposed with some injuries. Like how you beat the Ravens is you
Play
run
'em.
on them, just
Yeah.
run on them.
Yeah, you just play hard up the middle. We were split last week on the Bears and the Vikings for Monday Night Football. Actually, no, we weren't. Chipper and Scooter had the Bears. Everybody else had the Vikings, and we won.
Vikings
You guys
won.
did. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Those
Well,
Bears. Again, that's
well,
another team for me that's
It's a humble
hard.
pie.
Yeah, I know. It's just tough for me to pick those teams sometimes, like the Bears. The Bears and the Bengals, for whatever reason, I just have a hard time doing it.
Are we
But
talking about
they
the
can-
Bears game right now? Sorry, I missed that.
The Vikings are in the playoffs, the playoff hunt. I mean, they're in the picture.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
literally in the picture of the playoffs. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I see, Kirk Cousins, and he's so inconsistent. And then I saw that the Bears were starting to pull it together. Well, they already had this like 5-0 start, didn't they?
I just don't understand how I know Chip
know.
is one of the ones that's like a fan of Chicago. This offense, you can't pick them to win games. Now, will they win every now and again? Sure, but you just can't pick this team to win. Minnesota, Dalvin Cook was shut down.
Yeah.
They did nothing great.
Yeah.
But all they had to score was, all they needed to score was 14 because Chicago only scored 30, but they scored 19 and
Yeah,
won the
but
game.
defense-
Honestly, it was in hands. Like there was
But
never
what
a time
about
where I
Nick
was watching that
Foles,
I thought
though?
Chicago was going to come back. Well, Nick Foles is there. He's just not good. He was good in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. He was good in the playoffs.
I don't know. He still has flashes of brilliance.
Well, he got hurt though.
Oh.
In that game, yeah, he did.
Trubisky
Oh.
all over again. Back to Trubisky.
Oh, so
No, I don't
So
think it's.
I
I thought
Yeah.
Trubisky's not. Yeah, Trubisky's injured or something. Or he wasn't there.
I think they're just done with Trubisky.
Yeah, so now
Yeah.
his Foles.
the way he played against Atlanta. But Atlanta was winning that game, and then Trubisky just came. And then Foles
Yeah.
came in and just lit us up.
Well, I think the Falcons did their thing.
Well, that's the defense too, though.
That was more the Falcons just being the Falcons than anybody else doing anything good. But Foles looked horrible that game, and then he did go down, which I don't think that helps. I think the only chance of them being good is if Foles got it together.
Yeah.
So I think that's done.
Yeah. So let's get right into biggest surprise player from this week and the biggest letdown, or vice versa, either one. Who do you guys have this week for surprise player? Because I'll tell you who I do, and not that it's a surprise, just that Buffalo went to Cole Beasley with 13 targets.
Yeah.
Had 109 yards and 1 touchdown. I'm just saying. He looked really good at getting open and becoming a target for him. I think that's a big deal, and I thought that was awesome watching him play. That was really a cool thing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I got a couple.
Surprise.
I'm going to give my surprise player almost like a pat on the back to Devontae Booker for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Went out and scored 2 touchdowns, balled out against his former team.
His former team.
That always feels, that feels so good for him. And he played really
good
well.
point.
So good for him. And then the other one, another feel-good story, I guess, is Alex Smith. I think he threw for 350 yards or whatever it was. That's just, I don't know. I think anything awesome that Alex Smith does at this point is just super cool. They told him he wasn't going to freaking live with that after that injury. So
yeah. The other one too that I have to give credit to is a linebacker, Leonard Floyd. I think he's the only one that had 3 sacks. And that made a huge difference in that Seattle game. So I think the linebacker for the Rams, he was all over the place. He was doing so well. Had 2 tackle for a loss. He had a fumble recovery. I mean, he was just 5
Leonard
tackle
Fournette.
solo.
I have to agree. Yeah.
That was Leonard Floyd, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Leonard Floyd. Yeah. That was a good one. He really did a great job. I felt like. Let down probably is freaking Russell Wilson again.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, you can't be doing all that, you know.
Yeah, I had Russell and DK. I thought once again. I mean, I don't know that it was necessarily DK's fault because Russell didn't. He just wouldn't throw it to him, so it's probably more on Russell.
Yeah.
But I also had
DK
Michael
Metcalf.
Thomas. Like, granted, I don't know if he's still hurt or if they're just working him back. And I know like some of that game, half of that game was with Jameis, and maybe they don't have the same synergy. But where's the old Michael Thomas that was getting 15 catches a game? Like,
I agree. No, you're right.
How about Justin? What's his name? Justin Jeffries or whatever, that rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was awesome. Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, he was awesome.
It's great to see that out of a kid like that.
Oh yeah, and then I had Fournette as one of my letdown players because I picked the wrong running back for Tampa Bay that was going to pop off. Ronald Jones, when he took off for that 98-yard touchdown, I was sitting there just like, no.
He's going, whoa.
I started Fournette this week. What are you doing? Someone tackle him.
Yeah.
What happened to the Titans? They just are tanking.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think it was just a rough game. And to be honest, I think the Colts are good.
Well,
they have shown inconsistency. But I think the Colts overall are actually a pretty darn good team. And in that game was really weird. I mean, like it felt like everything was just going the Colts' way too. But I mean, to your point, I mean, I think whatever level of confidence you had that the Titans were good, I think that goes down a really good bit. That like I know Chip, he said it like at the end of last year or whatever that was his team to like win the Super Bowl this year. But like they're just not consistent. Like I just don't know, like because Derrick Henry sometimes runs for 250 yards and then the next week he runs for 50. I don't get why they're inconsistent.
Yeah, no, but I mean, right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are they leading the division? No, Colts are leading the division just because of that head-to-head.
Yeah, the head-to-head.
But the same record though, same record.
Right.
So they're not out of it. I just think that they're basing themselves in wins. I'm just kidding.
Well, like Tannehill really impressed me at the end of last year, and I think he's been a dud this year.
Good point. And this week, that's a good point too, Stephen. I think Derek Carr and Tannehill this past week, I thought they were going to do so much more just this week, just with their matchups. I thought they're really going to go and I thought Carr was just going to beat up Denver. I mean, I just really did, and he just didn't have that outstanding game.
Granted, but they ran really well, right?
The
Raiders.
Carr's on my roster, and so he was.
Because I know Devontae Booker had 2 touchdowns, and I'm sure. I mean, obviously, Josh Jacobs is the starter.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Sometimes, like if you're just running, but I'm with you. You would have thought.
I would have thought that he was just going to go lights out, but
there was so many drop passes.
Josh Jacobs.
That's true.
I mean,
It's not fair. It's not fair to say it's a letdown player. I shouldn't put it that way.
Yeah.
All I was saying was it was a disappointing on his part to get the number. Right. I thought he was going to have big numbers against Denver. I really thought going in, I thought he's going to have the numbers, and he just.
Well, it's kind of like to me like the Packers' offense. Like it's kind of a letdown in the sense of like you thought they were going to score 50. Mm-hmm. But it's not like they played like so super bad that it was like ugly. Or even for you, Dad, in fantasy, like granted they probably both did decent for you, but if I saw Aaron Rodgers facing the Jags, I would have expected 65 fantasy points in the first half. But he was
and then
struggling.
They would have pulled him out and it wouldn't matter.
Shit, but I'd rather that than him score whatever he scored 45 and it looked ugly the whole damn game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anybody else have anything on biggest surprise player or letdown player? If not, we'll move on to biggest team surprise. Biggest team surprise. Okay, biggest team surprise. I think, I think the obvious one is probably Baltimore. Just with the Patriots giving up that win, they have enough ability, and they played in worse weather. They have enough ability being in their division. That's going to be important. That's going to be important for them. Because if you don't win your division, like if Pittsburgh wins that division and Baltimore is trying to play for a playoff spot, you're going head to head against these other teams like that. I think it could play into a lot because you have Kansas City and, Raiders and all. You have a lot of good teams out there. You got to be careful. Even the Miami and the, Bills and all that. If you're looking to try and keep a playoff spot just because you're not going to win the division, I think that's, to me, is a big team surprise. You can't let those little games like that take you out of it.
Team surprise, because I had them in as my defense too, and it's like, what the hell happened to their defense? So
I know.
Do they have injuries?
They have. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, they have the 2 interior defensive linemen that were out, which is a really bad thing to have out against the Patriots. And then also, if they're not coming back this week, it's really bad to have against the Titans as well. Mm-hmm. That's 2 Alabama running backs that like to kind of run downhill back-to-back weeks. So, I had them definitely as like a letdown because, like Dad was saying, like, yes, it was ugly weather, it was an ugly game, but the Patriots are like not a good team by any stretch of the imagination.
That's I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Wait, you played bad and you still can't beat a bad team?
Yeah,
like that's scary to me. And even their 2 interior linemen were injured. It's like, yeah, but still, the Patriots are not good. That's not a good thing to me.
You got to adjust for that run game,
Right.
Yep.
So they weren't really adjusting.
But I had Seahawks and Ravens. It's kind of like the letdown because once again, like, not that like, I mean, the Rams, like, you almost want to give them a little credit, but like Russell Wilson's got us out looking this bad. Like,
yeah.
And then my surprise teams, I'll give the Colts, and the Colts just because of the margin of victory, right? Because they are a good team, but to kind of easily handle the Titans is impressive. And then I gave it to the Giants because, like we talked about earlier, the Giants to me just kind of seem like maybe they're just better than. I mean, without their best player, what we thought was their only good player. I know they're still only 3-7, so it's not like they're good.
Well, no, they are. They are in that division. They have a chance to win. So So you're saying there's a chance.
You want to just kind of give them a little pat on the back, and
agree.
Good job, guys. It's like your little buddy, like, good job, buddy. You won a game.
I know, Michael. It's like on the fantasy, like it'll be like Sunday night, and it'll say you have an 18% chance of winning, and I'm going. So you're saying there's a chance?
That's all I need.
That's right.
Mark, you have it. Who'd you have for biggest team surprise?
The biggest team surprise. I don't know. Arizona, just for staying. I mean, good
point. Yeah.
I'm really not.
Kyler Murray and the Arizona.
They are for real.
And honestly, I like that pick, Mark, because like that was kind of a statement game that like a lot of people weren't picking them, and not like in a negative way, just more because the Bills are good, a darn good team. And when you come out there, even if it takes a last second freaking win. Yeah. The fact that you can hang with a team like the Bills, like that, kind of seriously, like that should solidify them as like, okay, the Cardinals are freaking good.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they have some flaws, but I mean, now they've beat the Seahawks, they beat the Bills, and I think they have another signature win. So,
I really didn't think that they were going to be that game was going to be that close. I knew that. Listen, as long as you have
Green Bay.
As long as you have DeAndre Hopkins, as long as you have Kyler Murray, I mean, seriously, you've got a chance. You've got a chance to win any NFL game. But I just didn't think it was going to be that close because the Bills have been playing defense, offense, whatever. They've been playing everything really well. So that is a good pick. That's a really good one because as far as a surprise that they could pull that off. And it was close. It was. I love a game that's close. I love an NFL game that's close. And you kind of knew going in that would be kind of close. I mean, Scooter's the only one that took the Cardinals. He's the only one, and they ended up winning it. So that's kind of cool. He saw something.
Did y'all see the interception that the most sure-handed freaking player in the NFL ever basically threw to the defense? Did y'all see the pick that Kyler threw when he was throwing to Larry Fitz? Larry Fitz dove for it, and he got his hands under it. I mean, it wasn't like this easy catch that he just messed up, but he got his hand under it, which was super impressive. Flipped it up. And then threw it backwards when he hit the ground, and it went right to the Bills' defender. He was like,
oh,
damn it. Don't be so good. Just let it hit the ground.
Yeah. That's to let it go, Dad.
Yeah.
But looking here, it looks like they beat the 49ers. That's not impressive, though.
Not at this point.
Not
with those injuries.
Yeah, they lost to the Lions.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Hey,
yeah, I mean, you know.
So the biggest letdown team that you thought was going to do good, I think we kind of discussed that from the last one. I think we went over that too. How about most improved player, like improved from week to week or whatever? Who do you think on most improved player?
I'll give Alex Smith.
Yeah, took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll celebrate anything good that he does, but that was like a super good performance in my opinion. That came down. I mean, he brought that game back. I mean, that was awesome. It was just awesome to see.
Yep. And then,
agreed.
There was a block punt. That was a big disappointment. They got the punt block. That's why they lost the game, basically, right?
Yep.
I think, and not because he's not already good, because he already gets a lot of points or whatever, but just Cordero or whatever Patterson.
Yeah.
He had to become a running back, and he had 12 attempts. I mean, and did well with it. I mean, he stepped up to whatever they gave him. Didn't he get that return for a touchdown too?
Kick return. Yep.
Yeah, kick return.
I think he set a record or tied a record or something. So.
And again, I'm not saying that he doesn't do that every week. What I am saying is, they put him at running back. They put him at wide receiver. Yeah. They put him in every position. What he did was just step up. I mean, I don't know. I like that. I like when that happens.
Utility guy. He's a utility guy.
It's kind of crazy. This is the first year he was actually listed as running back because that is such a weird looking running back.
I know.
Like tall, skinny.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? I don't know what made me think of this, but I just want to throw it out there if anybody's watching or whatever. An interesting play this week at tight end, because he's listed as a tight end, is
Tom
Taysom
Brady.
Hill.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
The Saints backup quarterback or whatever, Taysom Hill. Yeah. He is listed as a tight end, and as far as fantasy goes. And I think this will probably be the only week that you'll get away with it because they'll correct it next week. But you can plug in a tight end that will get – I mean, I think Jameis is going to start, and he's going to get the majority of the snaps. But obviously, Taysom was already coming in when Breeze was there. So you got to think he's mixed in even more. Yeah. So if you got a tight end that goes and completes 7-8 passes.
or rushes for –
That might be. I might look at that at DraftKings. If they have him listed as a tight end, that might be an easy pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
The other thing too is
let me get him. Is he available?
Probably.
Who was it? The one I said earlier, who had the 3 sacks or whatever.
Right.
Oh, Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd and Micah Kaiser.
Leonard Floyd.
Those two at linebackers, because Kaiser had 10 solo tackles, and Kaiser had 3. Seriously, those two guys were in their face the whole time. Russell Wilson. I was impressed with that. I think, and again, I don't know if they're improved players, but what in that game, I think from week to week they really improved, in my opinion. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah,
All right, how about the?
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
Tom Brady. I mean, I hate to bring it up, but he did. He made-
Week over week, that was absolutely improved.
Talk about a coin flip, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, three touchdowns and no interceptions. I mean, that's pretty strong. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Had a rushing touchdown. Threw for 341 yards. I mean, that's pretty. I think he was second to Alex Smith. Alex Smith, who had 390.
Wow.
That was pretty phenomenal. Yeah, Alex Smith, he really did. You love to see that happen.
Yeah. You kind of expect it from Brady, but
Yeah.
after that performance he had, in week 9, that was
No, is that what that? It was a
a
performance.
great turnaround. Yeah.
Yeah. He
So,
Yep.
yeah, the I told you so moment from last week. I don't think anybody hit any of them, did they?
I didn't
I
go.
butchered mine.
Oh no.
I said Burrow was going to go get a win. And
Yeah.
I don't even know what he threw for, but I don't think it was 3 touchdowns. Like I
Every
said.
time I pick Cleveland, I just think Burrow's. It's his time. His time.
Even though he plays for Cincinnati.
True. You got the right state, though.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I knew what you
Baker
meant.
Mayfield. I also think that it's his turn too.
Yeah, whatever.
But, yeah.
The one time Dalvin Cook doesn't have. What did I say? He was going to have 220 yards. What do I know?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
He got
What do I know? I don't know anything.
that
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was that was a big letdown on that one. I can't remember what everybody else's was. I didn't write them down, but can't remember what Tom's.
I'm writing them down. I'm going to be real careful.
I know.
'Cause I was so wrong.
Yeah, I hear you. I forget how ridiculous mine was. Mine was dumb. I didn't like I said. I didn't even. Oh no, I did. I said Tampa Bay, Carolina. We're going to total 60 points.
Right.
I was a bit wrong on that one.
Sorely mistaken.
Yeah, I was. I mean, it was. It was 69 points. So I did get that. It was over 60, so it was 69 points. 40. It was 46 against me, unfortunately. And then I had four touchdowns from Devontae. I think I missed that. Yeah. Don't you have Devontae in the league, Steven?
Adams?
Yeah.
I got him in both leagues, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he get 4 touchdowns this week?
No.
To make my mark my words come out perfect there.
He
No?
got one. He
One.
did get a second one that was called back.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So I was halfway there.
Yeah.
I was halfway there.
I had Devontae too, but I accidentally picked Freeman. So
Well, speaking of like the Packers, freaking Valdez Scantling.
Yeah.
He had like 4 receptions for like 160 yards or something. I don't even, how do you even do that? Every catch is 70 yards or something. Like what's the?
it's insane.
That is. It is crazy. All right, well let's get to a mark my words for this week, because this is going to be a fun week. I think it's going to be interesting. This is the week before Thanksgiving, so we'll see how all that goes. Lots of teams with Thursday night games on Thanksgiving. Does anybody remember what? Not this week. It'll be the next week. I know, but what are the Thursday night games? Does anybody know?
Yeah, it's Cardinals Seahawks.
Oh,
Oh, you're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
talking-
for Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving, yeah.
It's always Dallas and it's always the Lions, right?
Yes.
And
God,
who
that
are their
sucks for
opponents?
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind
They
of
need to play each other.
Yeah, just let them have
Let's
their
get
own
to
little
play each other.
game, and then we'll put some good ones out there for the.
There you
for the
go.
others.
Yeah.
Ravens Steelers.
So let's see.
Texans Lions. That's
Right.
abysmal.
Texas
Washington-
Lions.
Washington Cowboys. That should be even more abysmal.
Who plays the Cowboys?
And then Ravens Steelers. Okay.
Washington.
Ravens Steelers.
Washington.
Washington Cowboys.
We do end the night with
game,
Ravens
right?
Steelers. That should be an awesome one.
Ravens Steelers will be a great one, and it's a division game with Washington and Dallas.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's gonna be a great one.
Good Lord.
If you like train wrecks in slow motion.
I'm looking at like the ESPN score. This saying the player to watch for Washington is Dwayne Haskins. He got benched like 6 weeks ago. So ESPN's not even sure who to watch in this game.
Well, that's okay. You can watch him. He's just going to be sitting over there drinking Gatorade.
That's the most exciting part of this game for
wow.
ESPN.
Wow.
Third string quarterback they benched.
Well, will Andy Dalton at least be back, or will it be for Dallas?
God, that's a good question. I don't know how you would even. I don't know.
He should be back, but I don't know. He's probably better than their third string guy they had out there.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not a lot of good going on there.
All right. Nope.
I know.
How about what do you guys think about the Rams and Bucks game? I think the Rams are going to hold TB to under 150 yards
Because of that defense.
I'm going to write that down.
There you
go.
150 yards less.
So you think that
149?
They're going to hold Tampa Bay? Is that what you're saying?
Hold Tom Brady to 149 yards, under 150 yards passing.
Okay. That's crazy.
My only thing like that and I actually have this I'm curious because I got Chris Godwin and I'm not sure if I should play him or not because because Chris Godwin's a slot receiver, but he's their best receiver in my opinion by a long shot. So Jalen Ramsey, let's say he takes Mike Evans out of the game, who the hell cares? True. Like Mike Evans, who the hell cares what he does? And once again, I don't think Tom Brady's going to pull a Russell Wilson and just not throw at Jalen Ramsey. I mean, he'll challenge him, but
he will challenge him.
If Chris Godwin, do they have an answer for him? Do they have an answer for Gronk? I mean, I do think that the Rams safeties are good.
Good point about Gronk. I mean, he's playing.
But I'm not sure. And then Brady's still there when they run
if
those
they
double
use
tight
them.
ends.
I mean, if they use them, I mean, I think that could be dangerous. Seriously, I mean, I think that they could wear that out.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is you don't have the Belichick thing to think that out. Although Arians, he can do it. I don't know who was it that beat the hell out of Tampa Bay? Who was it they played? Do you remember who that was? How did they plan that? How did they plan that to go after that and make that just? I mean, because Tom, he was so frazzled.
Yeah. So it was pressure. It was pressure. And then to be honest, if we're being fair, and not to take anything away from the Saints, Tom Brady looked absolutely horrible. Whether it was because he was frazzled, Tom Brady's been frazzled in his career before, and he bounces back in the second quarter or the second half. Tom Brady looked insanely bad that game. And then the Saints were pressuring him. So, I think that is a formula, but I don't think that's a true loophole in their plan.
Right.
I think I probably had Corona, and they're just not testing him.
True. That's what it was. But no, I mean, I think there's a formula. I think pressure and Tom Brady. I mean, any of those quarterbacks, even Aaron Rodgers, as he's getting older and he's losing a step. I mean, that's the games that Aaron Rodgers has struggled is when those teams have brought blitzes that are getting into. I mean, it just doesn't work. So, I mean, I think that's the way. And then, Leonard Fournette had 3 sacks last week. Why can't he do it again this week? I mean, who knows? But I did pick the Bucs. I just don't think the Rams. I'm actually just not sold on their offense.
Right.
I think Goff is too inconsistent. Their running backs, I think if they would just hand the thing over to Cam Akers and let him be the star running back, they would be better off, and at least for the future. But who knows? But I like that as a mark my words because it absolutely could happen.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is a good one. I'm going with the Thursday night game. Now, neither one of these quarterbacks went over 300 yards. I'm going to say that Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson go over 300 yards. So between the two of them, they'll be over 600 yards, but it's 300 each.
Sure.
I really think it's going to be that kind of game. That's what I'm hoping for. I think it's kind of like what Steven said. I don't want this to be a defensive battle. But I'm going with numbers, and I'm throwing 600. That's a lot because neither one of them hit that last week. Kyler was close with like 225 or something like that, but I'm going all out because they're prime time. It's a division game. They're both going to be fighting. I think it's going to be a battle. I don't think it's going to be lopsided, so I think it's going to be a battle. So they're going to be throwing a lot, and they both have weapons. They both have great. If you think about it, if you could say, okay, I'm starting my own football team. I got Metcalf and I got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got two of the best guys as far as showmanship and what they can do and their talent. So that's where I'm going with that. I was going to add something else to it, but I haven't really thought of anything else. That's the thing that stands out to me because I want to see that game where they both go over 600. So or 300.
To that point, pick the over-under is 57.5. What are you going? You going over or under?
Wow.
For the points? For the points?
Yeah.
57.5.
I agree with
Last time I did that, what was it? 60 points, and I got it. So I'll do that again. I'll go over.
Over. Okay.
So I'm going to go 6.
Yeah, that could be the second part of your.
Yeah, I'll do my second one.
And,
60 points between the two teams. Yeah, that's what. All right, I'll go with that.
It's
It
fun
worked
to
for me last time. It worked with me for the Tampa Bay and Panthers. What's that?
I'm sorry to interrupt. It just two quarterbacks with similar styles. Obviously, Russell's been around for a long time. He almost invented that. Drew Brees well, he's better. I think better than Drew Brees at it. But he's Russell brings so many. He's got so many weapons for himself, all of his talents, right? And then there's so many new quarterbacks like that. So it's fun to see a matchup of two guys, two guys. And so I hope for a great game too.
yeah.
The only problem that I see, if I'm not mistaken, I think, and I don't know if this is true, but I think that both running backs are still hurt. Carson and what's his name for Seattle?
Yeah. The guy from Ohio State, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. I think they're still hurt. So, yeah. So I think that will hurt them, but also force them to throw more too, I think. But see, when you don't have a running game and you try and do all throwing, that messes up your game a lot of times. So I'm worried with that. But at the same time, I know how important this game is to them. So I'm thinking that maybe something big will happen. All right, who else? What else we got? Mark my words. Who's got to mark my words? Throw it out there.
I'm going to go with just an individual player. He's on my roster, and he's had a couple of really good games. That's Josh Jacobs. So I'm going to say that against Kansas City at home, who's not all that great against the run, that he's going to do 100. He'll have another 100-plus game with 2 touchdowns.
Oh, there you go. Wow. I do too. That's pretty strong.
Against Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough defense too. I mean, he did that against Denver, but to do that against Kansas City, that's going to be tougher.
I'll say 110 yards.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So you better hope that they give him 21 attempts that he had last week to get that. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. We better hope that they have to start running the ball. But against Kansas City, they might. There's a good chance that they're going to.
It's the only way they're going to win. The only way they're going to win is
exactly. So I think he's going to get targeted.
Yeah, and just keep what's his name on the bench like last time.
Yeah,
I agree. To beat them.
Since the rest of my roster is abysmal, I just wanted to.
There you go.
Go for a.
I got that.
All right.
Derrick Henry is going to run for 150 and 2 touchdowns.
Really?
And a win over the Ravens.
Wow.
Let's do
All right.
Maybe
I
they've
mean,
been
Very
definitely.
bold.
If Damian Harris can run for 120, Derrick Henry can
Yeah.
run for 150.
Yeah.
especially with the injuries you're talking about on that
Yeah.
side. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the injury list is the thing. You know?
Yeah, but he couldn't run for barely 103 against the Indianapolis Colts.
I know, but once again, and like that's part of my
I
motivation
know.
for picking is like these good teams. Like you can't do the
I'm
two
not gonna
bad
do it
games in a
twice.
row.
Yeah.
Like the Seahawks just did, and like it really has me questioning. Wait, are you just bad now? Because like once again, Tom Brady had a horrible week, completely bounces
recover.
back. It just
Recover,
kind of
yeah.
sets you at ease. Like, okay, he's not horrible. He just had a bad
Yeah.
week. But now
Yeah,
you're looking at the
exactly.
Seahawks like, wait, are you just bad? Like, was this like too much? So like, I think
Yeah.
this is the time for the Titans, especially against a team like the Ravens. Now, if
Yes.
they go out and lose and it's a close game, we all will understand.
Yeah.
But they cannot go get whooped again.
No.
Right. Right.
Not like they did last time. Jesus Christ, that
Right.
was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I mean, that'll be interesting to see that. I'll be interested to see how Henry does and how much they use him in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope they're not playing from behind the whole time and have to change that up. But
Mhm.
so did everybody get their mark my words?
Sure.
All right.
Well,
All right.
I got mine.
Kansas
Mark,
City,
did you get yours?
Yeah.
You got your.
What's his name? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Now. Okay.
To hold topic. Yeah. About Josh Jacobs though, Scooter. You know the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
problem is Kansas City coming off a bye is money.
True.
When they come off a bye and a little,
Didn't think about the buy.
they can't, I don't know what's the deal with them with that coach coming off a bye. He's just money. He always has been. He's like,
And some teams are that way though.
Yeah.
Some
true.
teams are that way.
Okay. All right. What? All right. 110 yards and 1 touchdown.
okay. And Colton Miller, and the left tackle may not play. He's not playing. So there's that too.
There's 2. Yeah. There's
So
that.
I don't know.
I don't know if that'll really matter with him because he's really that good. Jacobs is really that good. He does a good job with that. He really is. I mean, he's gonna get his regardless of whether who's there, who's not there, whatever. I mean, yeah, seriously.
110 for
Yeah.
sure. Make it 210.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you.
110 rushing, 110 pass.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say he's no who's middle block for the Titans running back.
Henry?
He's no Henry. He's no Derrick Henry, but
Yeah.
he's young.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
I
They
hear
both played at
you.
Alabama, so I guess they're similar.
there you go.
Pretty much every running back at this point played at Alabama.
That's true. Good point. That
And
is
pretty much-
very true.
Pretty much every coach has coached at Alabama.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got to go to our picks so we can start wrapping this up. So we got Cardinals and Seahawks. We have Mark and Tom who are taking the Cardinals. All the rest of us taking the Seahawks. And I know when I speak, I'm saying that I don't think the Seahawks can give that poor of a performance after 2 weeks. They need this.
Yeah.
This is a proving point. And like I said, it's Thursday night. I just think they're going to take it. But Mark, I mean, I'm sure you're going off of what you've seen because the Cardinals.
So to your point, it's a I don't want to say it's a make or break for the Seahawks, but it's definitely a critical game. I think it's a bigger game for the Seahawks than it is for the Cardinals.
You're probably right.
Especially coming off a loss, right?
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks better come out and just show something, right?
I mean, but that division, you have Cardinals 6-3, Rams 6-3, and Seahawks 6-3, and head to head for the Seahawks are losses against Arizona and the Rams. That's why they're third. So that's why I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree. It's more important for them to win than it is those other guys. I mean, I agree.
There's the pressure factor, and so
100%.
that dials in.
100%. And the 49ers still have a chance. They're at 4-6.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm just saying. But all right, this one's kind of interesting. We have the Saints and Atlanta Falcons, and Mark and Scooter are taking the Falcons on this one. Speak your mind. What are you thinking?
Mine is because I'm a homer. Mark,
Okay.
Just just Drew Brees. I don't know. He's not there.
Well, yeah, there's the Drew Brees factor, but
Jameis is better than Drew Brees. Watch it.
but
Mark my words.
I hope.
Jameis, let me tell you one thing. Jameis is underrated. That's for sure. He is.
I hope he has a good game.
Mark my words, Jameis will throw more passes to the Atlanta Falcons than Ryan will. I'm just kidding.
All right, we're gonna write that down.
No, I'm kidding.
I actually would take the Saints to win that game.
But
If Matt Ryan does not throw it to his team, the Saints win.
That's right.
That's true.
Because even a bad Jameis is only going to do it 5 times.
And
So
understand,
if Matt Ryan can't get it to his team 5 times, the Saints got this easy.
look, understand. Just like Antonio Brown gets lawyered out, Jameis Winston is getting coached up.
That's true.
He's going to get coached up.
That's funny. That's funny stuff. That's good stuff. Pittsburgh and Jaguars, nobody is giving the Jaguars credit here. I just think they don't. No one thinks that the Jaguars are going to be the spoiler to ruin the streak of, what is it, 10 games or 9? It would be 10 games. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it is 10.
It is 10 now.
No, they had their bye.
It's 9-0. It's 9-0.
Yeah,
It's 9-0. So it will be 10, and the Jaguars are 1-8.
Not bad.
That's just the teams to try and beat, though. Anybody that's going for a streak, Next one is Lions, Panthers, and Steven's the only one to take the Lions.
What the fuck?
Everybody else took the Panthers.
What?
And there's no
They
Bridgewater.
have a starting quarterback and running back.
No, that's right.
Even if they did, I still think I'd pick. Well, if they have McCaffrey, I probably would pick the Panthers.
And I told you, I'm a homer. That's the only reason, because I am totally in the other league where it counts in my pick'em. I'm taking the Lions because I know they don't have a starting quarterback and everything. I don't even know who the guy is. All right, Reed Getler. Hey, dude, how are you? He says, should I start Calvin Ridley or McLaurin?
I think McLaurin. I mean,
who's McLaurin?
That's
what
the
team?
Redskins.
McLaurin, and because Ridley, I don't even know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. What's to say about Ridley? He practiced on a limited basis, but once again, I mean, I guess Ridley's still been doing well. I don't know. I like McLaurin. I really do. Wait, what week are we in?
10, 11.
No,
Okay.
10.
This
11.
is coming up as 11.
This is 11. Yeah. 11.
Yep, 11.
Okay. So against the Saints, I think are going to have to absolutely lock down on deep. I think the Saints I think there's a stat out there I saw. The Saints become an insanely better team when Breeze is out. I think they just know that they have to lock it up.
Step up. Because look what they did with Bridgewater last year. 5-0 with Bridgewater.
Yeah. And he wasn't out there just like balling out. That was just the team doing well.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I like McLaurin.
He had Kamara. Yeah.
Boy, Kamara is just outstanding too. Isn't he?
I mean, when you have Kamara, it makes anybody a better quarterback.
He's having a year for sure, man. I mean, not that he's just a good running back. That's all.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's get to the next game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington football team. Everybody took the Bengals except for me. I took the Washington Redskins only because everybody else took the Bengals, and I saw what everybody I saw what everybody's pick was, and I said I'm going to take the Washington Redskins. So yes, I did change it. No reason other than that.
No,
so
you like what their quarterback's doing. You like?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
No,
I don't. No, I do like Alex Smith.
I thought Alex Smith was, kind of turning it around.
Not really.
No?
I mean, he threw for like 350 last week. I mean, it's awesome to see, but Yeah, I don't know. That team's pretty bad overall.
Yeah.
They are. They are. I mean, they don't. There's a lot of things that they're missing, you know, and they lost. And they lost to the Detroit Lions.
True.
They lost to the Detroit Lions. So I mean, you know, come on. I mean,
so did
I don't know.
Falcons.
And they lost to the Giants the week before. So
Hey,
I mean,
both
it's not.
those
It's
teams
not.
are decent. Okay?
Yeah, if you ask their fans, that's about it. No.
The Giants.
All right.
Giants are playing good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. All right. So this one's interesting. So we have the Patriots and the Texans, and we have Chipper and Mark taking the Patriots over the Texans. This one is just take a coin, flip it, and
I mean,
which,
is it going to be
which
good?
overrated quarterback wins?
Right.
That's what
Will it be good Deshaun Watson or bad Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. Or will it be rushing Cam?
And if it's
Newton
good
or
Deshaun
whatever?
Watson, go play the lottery because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just
he'll only throw 2 picks instead of 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one to just even go in and just say I don't know. You know, like I said, flip a coin.
I mean, the Patriots defense has got to be better than the Browns, I would assume. And Watson only put up 7 on the Browns.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's just scary. But
but that could just be an off game because he normally puts up 27 to 37 a game.
Okay, all right.
But I did.
We'll take your word.
I mean, who the hell knows that one?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Next one's bet. Oh, go ahead. What?
You think Kansas? I think he's going to have a good game. I think this is his.
I think he's due for a good game.
The way last weekend ended, right?
Yeah.
Confidence. He's got that swagger. You're very familiar with, right?
He does have that. I don't know why, but he does have that.
Well, he's getting paid, so he's
true. I just don't think he'll dry out from that rain game. He won't be dried up yet. So I think he's going to be soaked. So I don't know. I just don't know. I hear you. No, but he does very well in domes. He's always done great in New Orleans. He's always done great in Atlanta.
Good point.
At their places, he does do great job in the controlled environment and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's always done better. He's proven that he can't do. I mean, at home, he'll lose. In Panthers, he would lose home games all the time. I mean, if they won the game, it was because somebody else. It was McCaffrey or it was whatever. It wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that about him. So I'm just taking. I mean, I took Houston anyway, but just because I said it's a coin toss. All right, next game, another trash compactor game. This is awesome. It's Eagles in Cleveland. Eagles in Cleveland. You want to know, don't you? But Steven, Mark, and Scooter, you three all took Cleveland, and everybody else took the Eagles.
I just keep thinking that it's no. Let me get this right. Cleveland, not
Burrow.
Not Burrow. Okay. Not the Bengals. We got the Bengals. And we got Cleveland.
Exactly.
So I just keep thinking, that Baker Mayfield, it's going to be his time.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to bust out. I mean, he's got a lot of talent.
Me too. I agree. That's my feeling.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that this will be a mark my words. Carson Wentz will have 4 interceptions in this game and still beat the damn Browns.
Oh no!
I'm kidding. No, I mean, seriously, the Eagles are fighting to keep that division title of 3 wins. And Cleveland knows they're not in it. They're not even close in that division. So I think I'm kidding. The Browns actually have 6. They're 6-3 with the Ravens. So I'm kidding. The Browns actually do have a decent record. They have a winning record which is unusual for them. But I mean, I don't see them catching the Steelers or anything, but I just think that the Eagles have that burning fire to try and keep that first
you
place
think
spot.
they have more to play for? Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, when you're in a division with Pittsburgh and
fair
Ravens,
fair point.
when you're, it's hard to even get a chance, I think, because you got two better teams. And I mean,
Sure.
I think they're fighting too, but at the same, and they might be a shocker. They might surprise people and might turn out, and who the heck knows what will happen there, I just don't see them doing that. But anyway.
Right. Great point.
Let's see. Titans and Baltimore Ravens. We have two people, Mark and Scooter. You guys took the Ravens. Everybody else took the Titans.
There you go. Like-minded. I like Derek Carr's potential.
He's not
under Gruden. He's being coached up.
Wrong game. Wrong team.
Wrong
team. Wrong players. Wrong.
I thought you said
Titans, Ravens. Titans, Ravens.
Oh,
Titans,
sorry.
Ravens. Not Raiders, Ravens. Yeah.
And I took the Ravens.
You did take the Ravens, yes.
Yeah, because they have potential.
Okay.
No, they have the defense. They have the defense.
Yeah, so does the Titans.
I think they're gonna focus on the running game. They're gonna adjust.
Did they already play this year? No, they're not a division game. That's right. That's not a division game. Never mind. Yeah, that one I don't know. I mean, I just think the Titans.
I think that'll be one of those I think the Seahawks and Cardinals will be a good game. I think that'll be like a super fun good game. But I think the Titans and Ravens will be a not
low
as fun
scoring
good game, but actually like a defensive battle.
And
I'm okay with that because they have good defense. Like if the Seahawks and Cardinals turn into a defensive battle, that must mean that the offenses are playing bad because neither one of them have good defenses, and that sucks.
Yeah.
But I would love to see like a freaking 17-13 game in this one.
It's likely.
I have a feeling. It's at Baltimore. It's bad. It's supposed to be bad weather. Titans usually play pretty good in bad weather, and so does Baltimore. They're both used to it. And this is Tannehill's. I think he's going to come around a little bit, but I think Lamar Jackson is too. So it might just be what you're talking about. It might just be a good game.
It's at Baltimore. I'm sure they have a plan by now against Derrick Henry, and I don't know.
I got you.
I just feel like they can do it.
I hear you. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. And Scooter, you're the only one that took the Denver Broncos, and they don't even have a quarterback. You're getting good at that.
John Elway,
right? I do like the dark horse.
So there you go.
So why did I pick that? Who are they playing again?
The Dolphins.
Oh, because they're playing the Dolphins. That's why I picked them.
Okay. That's a good enough reason. Although the Dolphins are doing really well this year. I mean, Tua is going to take it to them. Yep.
Eventually he will.
There you go. Yeah. The Jets versus the Los Angeles Chargers, and Chipper is the only one that took the Jets.
Talk to me.
I don't know where he is.
He's sleeping. But to be honest, that's not a terrible.
Spoiler?
If you're trying to pick like the Jets' first win, that's not a terrible team to do it with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's no more unreasonable than my pick. I don't think. Probably just as.
Yeah, but the Chargers have two more wins than the Jets. They're 2-7 and 0-9.
Plus they have a quarterback. I mean,
True.
I think they have a quarterback.
True.
They got a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's really good. I really love to watch him. I mean,
the freaking Dolphins stifled him last week.
I know. They
I
did.
think he was like what 100 and something yards, 180
Well, there you
yards,
go.
or whatever it was. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. Which was very shocking because you're sitting there going, "What? Really?"
yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
That was another one of those games.
187 yards,
Yeah, 187. That's so low.
two touchdowns and an interception.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah, he was sacked twice. Yeah, the Dolphins played him well, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's what I like about this kid is he is learning. He is learning the NFL. You know, game by game, he's learning. Okay, well, this is what they can do, or this is what they're going to do to me. That kind of thing. He's exciting. He's exciting to watch. I think. I mean, I really do think that he's pretty good.
And their margin of victory or loss, I guess, unfortunately, I mean, they've lost a lot of games they should have won, right?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Valid point.
All of them, right? It was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
So okay, so what's interesting here is the Indianapolis played so well last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
They really did. They played a really good game.
Yeah.
And nobody's picking them against the Packers.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Because they're
Has
at
that much
Lambeau. They're at Lambeau Field, right? So
No, they're in Indianapolis. They're in Indianapolis.
Well,
And home field doesn't matter. Home field doesn't matter.
not
Not
this
this
year.
year.
No, what?
Yeah.
So, I think actually
The weather, though,
the away
weather
teams
is
have
a
a better
factor.
record this year.
The weather's
What's that?
back.
Away teams have a better record this year.
Yes, they do.
Do they really?
I mean, I know it's
Wow.
COVID. I know there's not that, but that's still we've
It's the
talked
first
about
time in a
we've
long-
talked about it before on here. How like even like them not having to travel, you would think would still be an advantage, but it hasn't. I mean, granted, it's not by much. I think it's only 4 games over or whatever it is. But
They're
So
both
that's kind of an aberration.
yeah,
they're both in a winning are winning their division too. So
the Packers do get what's Lazard back, which I think is going to be huge to
That'll
take
help.
a little of the eyes off of Devontae.
Devontae, yep.
Once again, I mean, I know that we won last week, but like we played bad, and once the goats just usually don't play bad twice in a row.
I need to know
back.
from my own personal
He's back.
yes.
Yeah, he was
thank
back
you.
last
Okay.
week. He got
Yeah, but he
like
didn't do
15
it.
or so. 15
Yeah, he
fantasy
just
points.
yeah. I hope they use the heck out of him this week. But anyway. All right. Next game. We have the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. Everybody picked the Vikings except me, only because
we picked the Vikings.
that's right, because you picked the Vikings. I'm only doing it just to
Michael,
see.
they don't even have a quarterback.
I like that. That's good.
It's a new plan. We're going to try and go without quarterbacks and see how that works in the NFL this year. I just want to see how that goes over.
This is when Mark should have picked the 250 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
From Dalvin.
Yeah,
This
Dalvin.
should be easy.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Just
true, Mark.
Shotgun it right to the running back, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, just run.
What do they call that? I forget what they call that, but anyway. So even Mark didn't pick. Okay, next game is Kansas City Chiefs versus the Raiders, and Mark, you picked the Chiefs. Come on, dude, be that one person to pick those Raiders, dude.
No, I'd like to, but I saw the COVID list, and I'm going, these guys aren't playing at all.
No, that's a good point. I mean, seriously, that's a shame that we have to look at that. And it's a shame that that's a part of it, but you're absolutely right. You have to look at those things.
But to be honest, like even if you take out the COVID stuff, you gotta know that freaking Mahomes has this game circled.
Sure.
The team
After
that
a
beat
bye.
him earlier
After
this
a
year,
bye.
come on, he's got this. Mahomes is about to drop 5 touchdowns out there. Easy. Even if they're up by 4 touchdowns, he's gonna rub it in a little bit. It sucks to have that one team that beats you.
I'm just waiting for one pass behind his back. I'm just waiting for this.
Yeah.
He's the first to do it.
And Sunday night too, in prime time. Oh my God!
They were thinking about moving it because of the
because of the COVID, really?
Oh no,
Wow.
we got another Tuesday night game.
it's not, it probably won't because there's the last time World Series and all that, right?
And neither one of them play next Thursday, right? Because that's when they won't do it.
Okay.
No, remember we just mentioned
Yeah,
the
they
games, and I don't think they weren't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then okay, so that's interesting. Okay, that'll be a fun one. All right, and Monday Night Football, we have Tom Brady coming off of a great week playing the Rams, who actually had a great week.
Mhm.
And we have two people, Tom and Mark, going with Tom, Mark, and myself going with the Rams, and Tom Brady, Chipper, Steven, and Scooter all going with Tampa Bay, which first of all shocked the hell out of me because they don't ever go for Tom Brady, but whatever.
Yeah,
I
why?
mean-
I wonder why. I wish they were here.
Well,
They take any opportunity to pick against Tom Brady.
You
And-
included.
it's
Well, no, I'm not. I don't pick. I'm not
No, I know,
a Tom Brady
I know.
hater. I just, I mean, I can see his flaws. I'm not blinded by like some people are with like love for Tom Brady, but like Chip and Tom, why would they? This is a great opportunity to pick against. They picked against him last week against the freaking who was it? Panthers?
Yes.
Yeah, like without Christian McCaffrey, like why would you? That was stupid. This one would actually make sense, but yeah.
I know.
I mean,
And
yeah, Aaron Donaldson.
Tom did pick against him. I guarantee
okay.
you. But
Okay.
Tom did. But it's Chipper.
Yeah.
It's you, Chipper, and Scooter all picked Tampa Bay over the Rams, and it's at Tampa Bay too.
I think I just like it's at Tampa Bay. I like that the way their defenses have been playing, and then the game Brady had that turnaround, and he's just kind of like on that wave, on that ride.
I think my thing is like,
The momentum. They have the momentum.
I don't know. I mean, the Rams just beat a really freaking good Seahawks team too, so they got.
Yeah, they did.
So
But
they both have momentum. True.
Yeah, I think the reason I picked the Bucks is just, I guess on paper I still think the Bucks are better,
Mhm.
but maybe the Rams can truly prove something to me this week. Because one, yes, they beat the Seahawks, and you got to give them credit. They made Russell Wilson uncomfortable, but I
Division
really
game.
thought that the Seahawks played super bad.
Yeah.
So
Right, I
if the
get
Bucks go out and play bad, then yeah, the Rams win. But I think if Brady, I mean, like I said, you take Mike Evans away, who the hell cares? He's still got plenty of weapons.
Right.
And Brady will not shy away from that. Brady will find a way to make that work.
He'll force
But my
feed.
thing, here's my thing though. Donald, he will intimidate a quarterback, and when Tom Brady's intimidated, that's when he loses games. That's when he gets frustrated. When you can frustrate him like that, and let me tell you what, all you need is one hit from that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
You're gonna seriously. He's gonna feel that
Sam
he may
Darnold.
be. Yeah. And he may have a collapsed lung and sitting on the bench with Breeze
True.
in their next game. So
I would just be interested. Like, I guess what I want to see most from this game is, do the Rams, and like almost to like help me judge what the Rams actually are, do they have an answer for Chris Godwin and Gronk?
yeah, good point.
Because
That's
if
the
they
thing.
don't,
There's
this
Gronk-
should be a pretty easy win.
factor. Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
they
you-
have an answer for that, that proves a lot to me about the Rams. That okay, so
Yeah.
you got Jalen to take away the best wide receiver
Right.
on any team,
Yeah.
and you can take away slot receivers and tight ends. If they can do that, and then of course you got freaking Aaron Donald and crew rushing the passer,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
that might be a serious team. Granted, Goff isn't consistent enough to make them great, but that would be a huge bonus in my opinion. Like I would think very highly of the Rams if they can win this game.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And the thing is these are both important games because the Rams are tied for first place with Seattle and Arizona, all at 6-3, and the Bucks have 7-3 record that they're competing with the Saints.
Yeah.
Not quite as tight in the division. So even if they did lose, they still have an opportunity with other because of the NFC East. There's no playoff team coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? And even with the Bears, who are 5-5 against 7-2 Green Bay, it's not as urgent for the Bucks right now. Is all I'm saying. Where it is, in my opinion, because you could get every wild card team could come out of the Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks could all go. Any one of those, and those games are going to become really important. It's kind of why I went that way, because really you don't have anything outside. You don't have anything outside of division, really. I mean, you do, but you don't. I mean, the Bears, they're going to probably that division. I just think Green Bay is going to run away with that division. I just do. I just feel like it's going to be so lopsided. You're not going to get a playoff team out of there. That's just my 2 cents. That's just what I think, and I don't really think. The Falcons or Panthers are going to make that much of a comeback to be a playoff contender too. Because not when we don't we have extra playoff though teams?
There's one extra.
One.
So that means that 16 teams out of 32 are going to make the playoffs, right?
I think it's 14.
No. It's
I think it's 7 because it's usually 6 on each side. Right, the 4 division winners, 2 wild card. Now it's 4 division winners and 3 wild cards this year.
Yeah, that's what it is. And
only the number one
team gets a bye. They're the only ones. Well, that's not necessarily true because somebody's going to get a bye in the losers bracket. You'll get a bye in the losers bracket because you don't have enough people. Somebody's going to have to sit.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you could go 8-8. Depending,
in what division?
Yeah,
right.
You go 5-11,
right.
and you can make it in the NFC.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes. And NFC East. Let's see what the stat is. So we have division games. So what do you play in division games? You play 3 and 3, right?
Right.
Well,
right?
You play each team twice.
Play each team twice.
So that's 6 games.
Yeah.
6 games. Right.
So the Giants are 1 game away from playing their 6th game in division. So their fate may already be decided, and they're 3 and 2 in that. This is crazy. So you could actually have a team with 4 wins win that division. You could.
Yeah.
You could, because they have to play. And it would be the Cowboys or the football team.
So, if they won their division with that record, they could go 8-8 and go to and be a wild card.
No, I'm saying they could go 4. I'm saying they could go 4-12. If they go 4-12, they could be in the playoffs.
At 4-12,
and then win 3 straight games, and they're in the Super Bowl. 4,
no way.
3 games, 4 straight games.
They do get a home game too. Like their first game is a home game. So even if they're playing a better team, they get it at home.
Wow.
Oh, really? Why?
Because the division winners get the home game.
Oh,
So
even if you're matched up in because you're matched up in a wild card. You're right, because they're matched up with a wild card.
Yeah.
So
whoever they get, because they'll be the 4th seed, even though the other 3 teams will have a better record than them. They will be the 4th seed because they won a division.
But they will not after that. They will not after that.
They get 1 home game. But then again, if it works out, so let's say
I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, granted, because then they would get the 1 seed.
Yeah, but
if the right teams lose, because there will always be people ranked under them. Like, let's say that 8 seed makes a run, right? Well, if the 8 seed matches up with the Giants or whoever we're talking about winning the NFC East, then they will get the home game again.
Why?
Because they're still the higher seed.
But it goes to a better record, doesn't it?
No, it's always higher
seed. They're going to be 4th seed. Oh, yeah, they're going to go 4th seed.
It's always higher seed. So, they would need the other team to upset people. But the same way wild card works now, even when you're you're not as good of a team, you could always have it. But.
That's nuts. So as long as they played the higher seed, as long as they're listed as the higher seed all the way through, they can make a run.
Wow. So if you're 4-8, but all 4 of your wins are against divisional teams, right? So you could
That
advance.
helps. That definitely helps because they go to the division record pretty quick.
Yeah, they do.
So like when it comes to like, so let's say you were 5-11, right? That's how many 16 games. Yeah, 5-11. If there was another team that's 5-11 in that division, they'll go to head.
Yep.
If it's
That's the
split,
first thing
then
they
I
do,
think
too.
they go to division games or division record.
Yeah.
And if that is
Then
split,
it
then maybe
comes
they go
back
to
to
conference.
division.
Common opponent. Common
Okay.
opponent.
Common
isn't it?
opponent.
Okay.
Common
Maybe.
opponent. Common opponent first, and then conference.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want to
Yeah.
make all 6 of your wins against a divisional team, and even if you have a losing
Yes.
Oh
record
yeah.
overall,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, especially
You're
against
in.
the other good team. Like if the Giants
Yeah.
went and or whoever it was, but let's just say the Giants. If the Giants go and beat everybody in their division, and that's their only wins,
yeah,
so they go 6-10. Well,
right.
you can guarantee that they're in, unless the
Wow.
other teams had the 7 wins.
Wow,
Right.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless the Washington football team goes on a run or the Dallas Cowboys goes on a run. I got Dallas this week. I picked them.
Yeah. And just FYI, me
With
watching
no
any of you guys,
quarterback.
if y'all want to ever see really good linebacker play, how it should be played, go watch the frickin' Bucks. Levante David and Devin Smith are absolutely insane. Like they wear like the vice versa numbers, like 45 and 54. So it's kind of confusing, but like they are both everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
like they're blowing up like screenplays, they're covering people, they're filling run gaps. Like those two are absolutely nuts.
And they do it as like they're coordinated instead of
Yes.
them being solo.
Right. No, yeah.
It's a
I mean,
coordinated effort. It's a coordinated attack.
they're just insane. Like they're those two together. I mean, Levante David's been good for a while, and Devin Smith's young, but just they seriously, it's so synchronized. I mean, they both are doing the exact right
Yeah.
thing, and then they're freak athletes.
See? That's why Mark and I picked the Bucks to win. Right?
True. That's it. Linebackers.
That's why.
Linebackers win games, right?
Defense,
It does.
defense, defense.
They're good.
I don't know.
All
I you know
Yeah.
who reminds me of that too is the Seattle guys, right? And what's his name? Warner,
yeah.
or
Wagner.
Wagner, yeah. Those guys do a lot of that too, but not like what you're talking about. Those
You
guys
know,
are
that's a good example.
perfected.
They did that back in the day in
Yeah.
both of
Yeah.
their primes on that defense with the
Yeah.
really good DBs. They were
Yep.
like
Sure.
that. But honestly, KJ Wright, I mean, no, slight against him because he's been a great linebacker for a while, but he's not near as talented as Bobby Wagner or the two
No,
Tampa Bay guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, he's been
They're
nice
just-
having for points in
Their
fantasy.
synergy,
But
their intelligence, and but if you just watch them, like for example, Roquan Smith for the Bears, that dude is nuts. Like he does kind of what everybody else does, like on his own. Like he's insane.
Right,
But
so-
to have two on the same
So
team
I was
that are
going
doing
to say
it.
that. I was going to say that, sometimes it just takes that one person
Yeah.
on the defense to be a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
And like J.J. Watts in his prime, he was
Sure.
that he would just like it only takes one person to just be that human wrecking ball. And
And he was
but
that.
when you have a 2-man coordinated effort, then you can only imagine
And with that amount of athleticism,
there
I
that
mean,
could be.
God,
Yeah.
that's awesome. To
I mean,
watch.
and you talk about cornerbacks. I think that the Falcons really did win out with their first pick with A.J. Terrell because the way he is developing,
yeah,
he was out 2 weeks because of COVID,
yeah,
but he is he's one of those cornerbacks. One of those cornerbacks that just really shows that really.
I hope.
Stealthy athleticism.
I hope he does. I mean, Clemson players are not known to really go out and prosper in the NFL, but the last time they picked a corner was
showing some promise for sure.
Well, they picked Desmond Trufant probably at this point 7 or 8 years ago, and he was a stud. But he ended up just kind of fluttering out with them. So I hope they develop. AJ Terrell.
he was just injury prone, but
Yeah.
God, I don't see how a cornerback can't get injuries because of what they have to do, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, when you're running at full speed and then you have to turn on a dime,
Yeah.
Yeah. Corners are nuts.
oh
It's
man,
probably the hardest
that's hard.
position to pick.
That's what Steven was saying. It's
Yeah.
it has to be the hardest position.
Because it's all reactions. I mean,
It's, yeah.
any of those other positions, like linebacker to a certain extent, it's like, but it's more of like feel for like what hole is
Mhm.
opening up, is it fast? But like
Right,
corner, I
right.
mean, man to man, those man to man corners, because that's usually the ones that are known for like being
That's
the
just
best corners in the game.
reactionary.
It's all about that receiver who is also insanely athletic, knows what he wants to do. He knows he's
Right.
running a post,
right.
Yeah.
but you
He's got
have
his-
to react.
he's already
to
got
him
his
running
route.
a post, right?
Right.
And then be
Yeah.
quicker than him, and then make a better play on the ball. Like corner is just nuts.
Insane. I have a new appreciation for corner, I
There
think.
we go.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty amazing,
All right.
and I like how different ones use it different ways too. But anyway, yeah, we can end the broadcast
Sure.
or whatever. We can
Sure.
chat further, but
Yeah.
thank you everybody that watches or watched and all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate you guys.